I can't figure out what the boy's so proud of. Can't be an education. It amazes me that all the information is out there, and yet in the previous comments you're begging someone to define it using Mussolini's definition of fascism. But you can't even spell Mussolini. Never ceases to amaze me. But I guess that's my torment. I'm still convinced I died years ago, and this has just been my hell, having to explain things to yuck-yucks over and over and over. And if you're still confused about the difference between right and left, look down, pull the tongue out of your sneakers, and look on the tag on the inside of the tongue. Your mom probably wrote it there. So let me explain how this applies in America. The conservative Confederate right, the fascists in this country, want a limited federal government because a limited federal government enables the Confederate conservatives in America to pass state-level secession legislation. Dismantling federal protections for marginalized people, which voting rights, gun rights, and abortion rights certainly do, when you dismantle those things and you hand that to the states, then you end up with states, yuck states like Texas, Idaho, Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, the Carolinas, Kentucky, anything in the South, really, honest to God. A lot of things out in the West. I mean, some parts where Colorado, apparently, where Lauren Boebert's. I mean, there's just a lot. You know what I mean? We are in yuck rural hell. And it's a lot because of poor education. And a lot of people in those small rural areas, they don't have the opportunity to leave town and see that the world exists beyond their church doors. So all of that said to say that limited government that the American conservative Confederate right wants to go after is to dismantle federal protections so they can put that power back into the states. States' rights to own slavery, but they can't do away with the slavery amendments yet. We'll see what the SCOTUS does by the time they're done. But since they can't do away with that, what they can do is pass secession legislation in states like mine, where they see people that they don't want in their state. LGBTQ, the trans laws that get passed all over the place, abortion, and all these different laws, they're designed to make good people, people of character and people of education, people like myself, look at this state that I live in, this yuck Republican shithole, and say, well, I don't belong here. I'm going to pack up and go somewhere where I belong. Instead, a lot of us just decide to make life miserable for all the uneducated yucks walking around touting our education and making them feel stupid and then voting them out into a minority. But that hopefully explains a little bit of why you're misinformed about every goddamn